Okay, so yeah, let me start by just saying that I'm a very like quiet, reflective person. And so I'm not naturally drawn to like being up on a stage, but for whatever reason, I seem to find myself on stages pretty frequently. And I've just been doing a lot of like reflecting this year, especially on like, okay, I've been pursuing acting, that's what I studied in school, but is that really my path, so to speak? Because I've kind of had some moments of like traction with agents and things, and that's kind of the next step for where I'm at. But it just always seems to fall off, and it never feels right to me. And so I've been trying to just think, okay, let me let go of all the expectations I have for myself and like what I want to do, and just try to figure out what do I enjoy, what situations do I find myself in most often. And so I kind of thought like, well, maybe I'm not an actor, maybe I'm a writer. And so I've been really into reading and writing. And then I thought, but saying I'm a writer didn't feel right. It just wasn't like enough, I guess. And I feel like I'm all of those things. I'm more than just one thing. I'm not, I think maybe the conventional actor path is maybe not what's been designed for me. And I'm just trying to figure all that stuff out. But in the midst of all that, I feel very called to trying to find light. And when I say that, I mean like just the goodness in this world, and trying to cultivate that and share that, and not to be afraid of the dark stuff, the scary stuff in life. But you know, to me, when light mixes with the dark, that's the beauty of it. And you know, we can't look at the sun directly, it's too bright, it's too much. But the beauty that we see it's when it's mixed in with the shadows, or it comes through in the leaves and hits the wall a certain way that's really beautiful. So I've been all that to say, I've been very into light these days. And I just recently went with my parents to Tybee Island, and there was a lighthouse there. And we walked over to it, and I joked to my mom and said, you know, maybe I'm a light keeper. Like, not, you know, just exactly, but maybe that's who I am really, is someone who can like see the light in others. Sometimes it's me harnessing it, but maybe not always. And that kind of fit me a little bit better. So anyway, I was on this track of like, I feel like I watched a PBS documentary about female light keepers. So I started researching like, what is a light keeper? Just in the vein of like, how does that apply to my life right now in this like desire to study and cultivate light? And I came upon this YouTube video. It was like an hour long, you guys. And it's this woman giving a talk to a historical society about Ida Lewis, who was a female lighthouse keeper. And come to find out, she was like a huge celebrity in her day. She was kind of an ordinary person, but rescued, I think, over 18 people. 18 is like the count that like has been documented, but she's rescued more people, probably. But she was kind of described as like ordinary, didn't really love the spotlight. Was kind of short, so it's pretty incredible that she rescued so many people. And I just found myself thinking like, she's so impressive. And one of the quotes they had from her was, she called the light her child, which at first I was like, okay, that's a choice, you know? But while I don't feel that way necessarily, I do feel like the light is something that like it stops me in my tracks. You know, I see it. Even when like Wes is teaching, I'll catch like a twinkle in your eye, and it's like, that right there, that's goodness. That's good, you know? And it's just, there's just something that, I mean, it fascinates me. I'm a huge geek when it comes to light. And so anyway, I listened to this talk, and then at the end, the woman says, and we're trying to make a film about this woman. And I was like, hello, I'm listening. She said the producer's name. I looked him up. I'm like, is this video is old of this woman speaking? Is it like current? Is it up to date? Has this movie already been made? And I looked up the man she mentioned, who's a director-writer, and I watched one of his short films that he co-wrote with his wife. And I was like, okay, let me see if this guy is legit. Like, is this actually good stuff, you know? And the short film was beautiful, and it was so real. And I feel like I'm supposed to contribute to this project. Like, I feel like I'm being called to this. And I don't know how. I mean, I don't have money to contribute, but I have my imagination. And there's some good stuff in there sometimes. So yeah, that's kind of my story, and I'm just trying to figure out like what my next step is. And I thought, you know, a friend told me I should record this and just send it off to them. So I thought maybe that's what I'll do. But yeah. Anyway, that's it. Yay!